Mekkan Refugee, trapped in another century. Case of bilocation, was transported to a new time and a new nation. Just trying to get back to where I used to be.
I'm lost in this western abyss, abysmal life, wish I could get out of it. Tonight, I don't live, just merely exist, and everybody's just pretentious. People feigning power are just pawns, and they don't know that the war is on, and it's on them, and the world ain't changing. As for me, a genie cast a spell on me, rearranging my whole life, took the globe and flipped it. Now I'm on the other side of this hemisphere where I'm not fitted. A square peg, world is round, a hole, I can't get it. In the past life, I was a scribe for the tribe, sailing seas with the Ottoman soldiers. My dream was once I got older, I'd find my purpose in Europe. We traveled up the Bosphorus Sea, penetrating deep into Byzantine, becoming kings of Agean Sea. I'm lost, cut off from my history, possessed by a genie, Kansas City misery. Misery loves company, snakes surrounding me, on the ground biting, trapped in the body of a man named Brian. I'm lost, cut off from my history, possessed by a genie, Kansas City misery. Misery loves company, snakes surrounding me, on the ground biting, trapped in the body of a man named Brian. So that nobody that died would go unnoticed, every regiment had with them a poet. To celebrate, boast, take glories and expose it. It was my fate to take that position and hold it, holding us down in the pages of destiny. My trade passed down through my ancestry, my father and his father, and on through the centuries. Living forever in our memories, the descriptor of our histories, uncoverer of many mysteries. Spreading western was our dynasty, moving up the Mediterranean Sea. But the loss in Vienna in 1863, to tell you truthfully, it still eats at me. While truth lives on in secrecy, the sick man of the East we would come to be, but who knew then what would become of me? I'm lost, cut off from my history, possessed by a genie, Kansas City misery. Misery loves company, snakes surrounding me, on the ground biting, trapped in the body of a man named Brian. I'm lost, cut off from my history, possessed by a genie, Kansas City misery. Misery loves company, snakes surrounding me, on the ground biting, trapped in the body of a man named Brian.
Yeah, people don't really believe my story, you know what I'm saying, when they hear it today, because, you know, people don't know about the invisible world that's out there, the jinns and everything. But back in my day, back in the 18th century, you know, these things were very common, you know, especially in the lands of the Ottoman.
Crushing under the weight of its population was my nation, Istanbul, but now I'm living in the Midwest, miserable. Bible Belt, full of misery. If I told you the whole story and my history, folks would tear up, pour me in dreams, galloping to my life in Europe, dust blowing up on the cuff of my stirrup. But instead I'm just stuck, no luck, a genie transported me, so now I must get back to where I used to be.